Hey, this is Jacob, and in this video, we're going to be reviewing Airlearn, which is a language learning app which came out not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken. Now, it's funny, I actually heard about this language learning app through this guy named Brian Wiles. He's actually a pretty big language learning YouTuber, and he called it the Duolingo Killer. So that did catch my attention a bit, so I decided to check it out. I actually went and downloaded the app on my phone and I started messing around with it for a bit. Now, whether or not this is like a Duolingo killer, I guess you'll have to decide that for yourself. But it seems like it does have a couple of things going for it, which seems pretty interesting. So currently, at the time of this recording, this app is only available like as a mobile app. Like you can't use it like on a website or anything like that. So with that being said, we're going to hop on over to my phone and we're going to check out this app and go over the features, and from there you can decide whether or not this app is the right app for you. All right, so we are now on the first screen of the app here. So this is the learn screen, and this will probably be the place that you're spending the most time on, because this is where all of the core lessons are. So as you can see here, it's broken up into quite a few different sections. So there's actually a little button down here at the bottom right where you can just kind of skim over, and it shows you like all the different sections and all the different topics that to go over, like social gatherings, closing, education, so on and so forth. So each section has a varying amount of words. As you can see here, this has 35 words, 50 words, 67 words, 34, and so on and so forth. So over here is the word section. So like as you're going through the lessons and you start to learn more and more words, you can go here and you can review the words that you've learned. And one thing I really like about this app is the fact that they have the word and they have a picture to go with the word. So it just helps make the word like kind of stick in your memory a bit more. And of course, what's a language learning app without leaks and stuff? So obviously this is a huge bite off of Duolingo, with the whole leaks and stuff, which is pretty cool. Like I think there's definitely a place for having a bit of gamification and just being able to like have some friendly competition. So I think the leagues fit that role. So if you're familiar with Duolingo and their leagues, it works basically the same. So just the more XP you get, the higher you climb up, and then the greater the likelihood you'll move on and promote into the next league. So here's the use section. So as you can see here, I'm currently on the free plan learning Japanese, but they actually have quite a few different languages. I'm not sure how fleshed out each language is or not. I haven't really looked that deep into it, but as you can see here, they have Italian, Hindi, Chinese, Portuguese, Russian. And also another thing that's interesting too is that for Spanish speakers and Hindi speakers, they have English as a language that they can learn. So, a bit niche, but I think, hey, like if there's a market there, then why not? So yeah, that is about it. As you can see here, they do have a pro plan, which basically just gives you access to all the lessons, all the languages, no ads or anything like that. And it comes with two plans. One is on $333 a month if you get the annual plan, or you can spend $4.17 per month if you get the 6 months plan, which is still very reasonable. That's definitely a lot cheaper than Duolingo, if I'm not mistaken. I currently have the Duolingo Super plan, and I believe I'm paying like around like $70 or so per year for it. So yeah, definitely significantly cheaper. And you can also try it out for free as well. So you could just check it out to see if it would be worth it for you to spend the money or not. But yeah, that's that's up to you. Of course, they have a referral feature, so you can put your friends on about it. But overall, I think this is a pretty clean app. I do like the approach that they're taking with it. Like the fact that it's a lot cheaper than Duolingo. Like as far as it being a Duolingo killer, I wouldn't go so far as to say that, but it does look like this app has some potential. As far as helping people with learning languages. I think one thing that's definitely different compared to Duolingo is that the gamification isn't as insane. Like if you've been on Duolingo for any amount of time, like there are some people that they're just all about like the leagues and just getting as much experience as possible. Of course, there are people who just get a ton of experience because doing a bunch of lessons, but there are just some like uber competitive people, and sometimes the gamification can get in the way of actually like learning the language, like the whole reason you're on the app in the first place. So with this app, what I like is that it gives you like just enough gamification to keep things interesting, but not so much that it distracts you from the main goal. So yeah, I definitely think it's worth giving it a shot. You could try it out. Take a few lessons, especially if there's a language on here that you're interested in learning. I would definitely recommend that. Yeah, overall, this is a solid app. Now, if you've already tried this app before, or if you're already familiar with this app, definitely feel free to leave a comment down below and, share your experience. But yeah, that's about it for this video. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button so that way you'll stay tuned and you'll be notified when I release new content on this platform, on this channel, related to language learning. And, and yeah, this is Jacob Laguerre. I'm signing out, and peace.